Welcome to Storycraft Portal, where we uncover the truths that were either forgotten or hidden for decades. In 1912, the world's most iconic and unsinkable ship, Titanic, sank into the depths of the ocean on its very first voyage. But the story didn't end there. For 73 years, the final chapter of that journey remained buried in darkness. No one knew exactly where the Titanic wreck truly was. Then in 1985, a groundbreaking ocean discovery shook the world. That a secret mission, a dedicated team, and a dive 12,500 feet deep revealed a sight that stunned even science itself. When the ocean gave up its secret, it wasn't just twisted metal they found. It was a long-buried truth, choked in silence. The reality behind the lost ship mystery. This wasn't just a discovery, it was a historic turning point where technology, science, and human emotion collided. Today, we uncover when, how, and where the Titanic was found and why it shook the world. It was April 10th, 1912, when the world witnessed the departure of the largest ship ever built. People cheered at the docks, unaware they were watching history in motion. The ship was promoted as Unsinkable, a floating palace of modern pride. Among the passengers were dreamers, millionaires, and ordinary families chasing new lives. The Atlantic awaited calmly, giving no sign of what lay ahead. That it wasn't just a voyage. It was a promise of progress and power. The ocean stretched endlessly, mirroring the confidence of those on board. But beneath the surface, silence held a story waiting to rise. 3 days into the journey, whispers of ice began to surface. The crew stayed alert, but the ship sailed at full speed. Warnings came in, coded, brief, overlooked in the thrill of momentum. They thought nothing could touch this giant, and that was their first mistake. That on April 14th, the temperature dropped sharply after sunset. Stars lit the sky. The sea turned glass-like, unnaturally calm. Then at 11:40 p.m., something dark appeared directly ahead. The impact was slight, almost silent, but deadly underneath. Steel bent, water rushed in, and confusion replaced confidence. And no one knew it yet, but the countdown had already begun. Within moments, officers scrambled, unsure of what to say. Passengers continued dining, unaware of the silent shift. It would take another hour before reality truly struck. The moment of impact barely disturbed the upper decks. Most passengers felt a shudder, like distant thunder. Some even laughed, thinking it was nothing serious. Below deck, water surged through broken compartments. Engineers worked fast, but water moved faster. They saw the truth first, and it terrified them. The ship was designed to float with 4 compartments flooded, but 5 were now taking in water, slowly, relentlessly. Officers realized what passengers didn't. The ship was doomed distress. Rockets were loaded, lifeboats uncovered at last, but many lifeboats sat half empty when launched. People couldn't believe the unsinkable ship needed escape. Chaos grew as crew gave life jackets to children first. Mothers cried, fathers stayed behind in silence. The icy air made every breath sharper, heavier. Music still played on deck, calming some, haunting others. The band had no orders, they just knew what to do. Even as the deck tilted, they continued playing. Some refused to leave, thinking help would come. Others jumped, crashing into water like stone. And deep below, darkness crept in without mercy. Water now raced across hallways once filled with laughter. The lower decks vanished under pressure and panic. People held hands, cried, prayed, unsure where to run. The bow began to dip lower as the ship tilted forward. Furniture slid violently, glass shattered across the decks. Even the strongest now feared what was coming next. Radio operators kept sending distress calls in the night. Their hands trembled but never stopped. They hoped someone, anyone, was listening out there. People now rushed to the last lifeboats in chaos. Some jumped, others waited, frozen in disbelief. Still, the ship groaned louder. It was breaking apart. 2:18 a.m. The unthinkable happened. The ship split in two. A violent sound echoed across the dark Atlantic. Then came silence, followed by screams. The stern lifted high before its final fall. Passengers clung to rails, praying for a miracle. But by 2:20 a.m., the ship was gone. Thousands were left behind in freezing water. But the real storm was just beginning, above. And below, the ocean had swallowed more than a ship that night. In the silence that followed, rescue was far and slow. Only 705 survived. Over 1,500 souls lost. A night of tragedy became a century of questions. For decades, myths, errors, and rumors clouded the truth. Many claimed to know what happened, but no one knew where. The ship's final resting place became the world's greatest mystery, until 1985, when a classified ocean mission found the wreck. Hidden 12,500 feet below, untouched for 73 years. Cameras revealed rusted steel, torn metal, and memories, plates still set on tables. Shoes left where feet once stood. The ocean had preserved grief with eerie calm. Each image was more haunting than the last. And no bodies remained. Just objects, silence, and stillness. It was no longer a wreck. It was a grave. The discovery changed history and reopened wounds. Documentaries, books, and headlines exploded once again. But the real question echoed deeper. Why weren't more saved that night? The case of the world's most famous ocean disaster was now open and finally closed. From luxury to tragedy, the story was never about steel, but people. Every name lost that night carries its own chapter. The wreck revealed technical flaws, human arrogance, and missed chances. An unsinkable ship sank because warnings were ignored, and the cost was unimaginable. Safety laws changed after that night. More lifeboats, better radios, smarter routes. But the cost of those lessons is still counted in tears. The deep sea holds the wreck to this day. Visited rarely, respected always, a reminder that progress must never silence caution. Many have studied the wreck, but no one has disturbed it, because it's not just metal, it's memory. And memory should rest in peace. This isn't just a shipwreck mystery. It's a human legacy, a story of ambition, failure, and painful truth. And now, the silence beneath the deep is understood. If you like my video, please like, subscribe, and share.